Welcome to The Coffee Grind with the Denton Chamber of Commerce, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
Good morning, Denton. My name is Travis. I'm the Director of Membership and Marketing for the Denton Chamber of Commerce, and joining me, as always, is my trusty co-host.
Good morning, Denton. My name is Randi Skinner. I serve on the Chamber Board of Directors, and as a member, I represent RS Consulting.
And we are here recording live from the DentonRadio.com studio inside of the Discover Denton Welcome Center on the historic downtown Denton Square. And we're going to keep you up to date with what's going on in the business community. But today, our special guests are Taylor and Clint.
Yes.
And real quick, let's just have like a little intro.
Tell us who you are.
I'm Taylor Breakfield. I'm an owner in professional service property management, or PROS PM for short. And this is
My name's Clint West, and I am
my
What's your
sidekick.
title?
I don't know. Director
we
of
don't need
Director of
titles.
Operations.
Director of Operations. I mean, you do have a title. But you wear so many hats.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's hard to...
All the hats.
All the hats, yeah.
Okay, so speaking of all the hats, we're going to talk about almost all the subjects.
I love it.
Y'all are professional
We're
property
they're
management.
property
PROS PM.
managers.
PROS PM. We're good.
So we got property
service,
management.
yes.
So we're going to talk about that.
You're brand new members to the chamber.
What? So we're going to talk about that for
Yes.
sure. And that means we're going to get to dive into chamber events, which we always love chamber events.
Always loved
it.
And then you're also going to be participating in chamber programs. So
Yeah.
we'll get to all of that.
Programs.
So welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
So let's real quick just kind of get through how's your business working? How do you do what you do, and what do you do?
Like if you had to tell us kind of what's your, like the classic 30-second commercial, the elevator pitch, right?
Can I get some music, Clint?
Ooh.
Just kidding.
We're sitting on the elevator. What is elevator music?
I think I'm not sure.
Depends on what
Depends on what
elevator
elevator,
you're
yeah.
in. 'Cause I
Which
feel like
elevator?
if you go to, I think of like the Aloft hotels, and it's like a dance party,
It's a party
in
in the
there, like when
elevator.
you're going
Yes.
up the elevator. But let's go with like a somber,
A
business.
Like a funeral?
Like
I don't want it to be somber.
somber's
so-
the wrong word. Like classic,
Just like
business.
a low tone.
Okay, so tell us what you do.
So we're a property management group. We manage single and multifamily properties in all over Denton, Dallas, and Tarrant counties.
Collin County.
And Collin County now too.
Nice.
We manage anything from a small 2-bedroom home all the way up to a over 100-unit complex. So
Awesome.
we provide services for both the owner and the tenant. So that's
Perfect.
Kind of
That's
in a
awesome.
nutshell.
I think
So-
that's important that we really focus on both the owner and the tenant, because without that relationship, then you don't really have anything.
Oh, that's
a really good point. So
You have
for
to
you
take
guys,
care of both.
relationships is a really important key part of your business.
Huge.
then.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, that goes really well into our next question.
It sure does.
Yes.
You've just joined the chamber.
Yep.
Yes.
And so we were kind of talking earlier about what was the reasoning behind that.
Yeah.
And so we'll just simply ask the question again. So what was your reasoning behind joining the chamber?
Just to really expand our network and drive our business within Denton County. So I think that was crucial for us to be able to continue to meet new people that might be potential owners, potential tenants, potential vendors, to be able to have that just network in our back pocket here as we office in Denton.
Absolutely. So, one thing that I think everybody can kind of know about a chamber of commerce is that it's, for lack of a better word, it's like a crossroads where all kinds of different businesses, entities, corporations, nonprofits, institutions all get to come together under one kind of common umbrella and meet each other. And I don't think there's any other organization in town that would pull that many different types of industries and things like that together in one location. Usually you've got let's say
more specialized kind of here's all the makers, here's all the tech folks, here's all the nonprofits versus the chamber goal. I mean, and I love what Erica Pingburn, our new chamber president, is saying about it being an economic driver, and
Absolutely.
and that's really what you get to see when you have all of these businesses underneath. So I think like it just really echoes what you were saying, Taylor, about trying to connect with folks in the Denton community that are in the business community as a whole.
Correct.
So connecting with people, check. We can
So-
do that.
Yeah. So just to kind of further, put a point on this, I think that if you were to see like a real estate group get together, you would see all
Right.
different parts of the real estate
Right.
environments. You'd have agents, you'd have brokers,
Yeah,
you'd
sure.
have people providing mortgages, you'd have all kinds of,
Which
anybody.
shout out to ours, which is the Greater Denton Wise County Association of
Yes.
Realtors.
Absolutely.
So shout out to
GDW CAR,
GDWCAR. Yeah.
And
Is
so,
it GDW CAR? Do we just say CAR?
I
Do
mean,
we say CAR? I'm
I've
very
heard it both
conflicted.
ways.
Okay. Like, if anybody would like to let us know,
Yeah.
I know, like, there's so many of the folks that are in leadership there. Please tell us the correct way to say it.
yeah,
So,
we'll
we'd
adopt
like,
that as soon as
we'd
possible.
like to know, yeah. But yeah, that's a great example. It's like they would have more of like this really deep dive into that industry versus we're gonna have that, but not necessarily specialize in it. So
Right.
we need the GDW cars and we need the chamber to kind of
Correct.
be a collaborative entities.
So have you been able to attend chamber events in the past already?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. So
Good
what
answer.
are some examples of events that you've found value or worth by attending?
So for me, I've been to the networking luncheons, and those are huge for me in our business to be able to just meet a ton of people at one spot and not have to go to all these different individual meetings. And so
Sure.
I think that was very helpful for me.
Yeah, because the networking luncheons definitely tend to be like our quarterly ones tend to be like I mean, how many people is it? 200?
200 plus.
It's, yeah,
200
it's huge.
plus. So I mean, that's a great one for sure. It's always fun.
You're obviously not going to meet every single person in that room,
Well, it
but
depends
you
on how
will
committed
get.
you are.
Well, that's true. Yeah. If you took the
driven.
time, you could absolutely do it.
Taylor's like, I only got to 172, but
That was
yes.
close,
Just
man. It's real close.
But yeah, that's a good group of people to meet very quickly, and have other people introduce you to other people that are there, thereby increasing your network. So it's I think good that you are using the chamber as a networking tool and an environment in which to make those connections.
What about you, Clint? What's your chamber?
My favorite current chamber event or program is Leadership Denton.
Oh,
Yeah.
ha ha ha.
Oh yes, welcome.
Big wig
Yeah.
over here. Oh, hi.
Oh yeah.
Easton.
In case anybody's
Okay.
wondering, that's
I guess
little Easton.
I guess you can hear, so
Hey,
we'll
girl,
just let
hey.
her come. All right, she's here. Yes,
She
she
is in
has
the room.
lots. She's actually here. This is Easton Skinner, my co-host.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that Easton and I agree. I think we should talk to Clint more about Leadership Denton. So
Right.
tell us more about why you decided to join Leadership Denton.
I decided to join Leadership Denton so I could learn more about Denton and get more involved in the community, to obviously meet people and network more,
Yeah.
and to just be able to learn how I can give back more to my community.
That's awesome.
And for those of you that don't know, Leadership Denton is a leadership program,
Right.
obviously, but
In Denton.
it's been it's
Go
in
figure.
Denton too. Mind blown, I know. Just
Yeah.
wait for it. There's even more. It's a program that the Chamber's put on for 35 years.
Yep.
So and we've had business leaders that are CEOs, executive directors come out of it. Tons of elected officials, mayors. I mean, you name it. I'm an LD grad. I know. I have close friends. In fact, Hutch, who's Clint's husband, is one of my best friends. You're one of my best friends too. But that's how we
Really,
met.
Hutch.
So not only
Super Hutch.
are you able to make those professional business connections, like Clint was saying, so that you know how to get involved, but you also make folks that are going to be your friends too. And I think that's what's so unique about the program is that it really buffers personal and professional growth.
Right.
But we go and we do different days, and we get to learn about different aspects of the city. Which one did we just do?
Arts and culture.
Arts and culture. So we are all
Yep.
arted up and cultured up as of this month.
He's going to tell me all about a clock after this on the
Yeah,
courthouse.
the
so.
clock on the courthouse square. I learned all about the installation and who made that.
Yeah.
Who made it?
I have no idea.
Excuse
But I know it was one person.
We're gonna have to refer to our
One
notes, I
person?
guess.
one
Yeah.
person.
Holy
Don't
cow.
worry, he has lots of notes. He'll tell us about it later.
Yeah, you can always look the name up.
But yeah, Leadership Denton's one of the awesome programs that the chamber puts on for sure.
Yeah, and it's a real crash course to
Yes.
understanding parts of Denton that you might not normally get exposed to, and it also introduces you to a lot of people who are running behind the scenes, doing all kinds of moving and shaking in town. So it's a really good way to just make those connections happen.
Yeah.
And I think you can attest to this by just this is the second session,
Second, yes.
and you've
Last
already
week.
met like a ton of people already.
Yeah, we were just in Jupiter House, and he was saying
Ran
hi
into
to
one of
like
my
multiple
classmates.
friends.
Oh yeah, I saw Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Peace was out there. Who else
Yes.
was over there? A couple other people.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
he
their
was
names,
waving
too.
at people. so.
Well, that's just Jupiter House too, right?
Yeah.
Like if you graduate from Leadership Denton, you're guaranteed to walk into Jupiter
Oh,
House
yeah.
and know like 10 people.
Yeah.
And that's a guarantee of the
arrived.
program.
Oh yeah, that's definitely an after effect you can feel.
It's true.
So we've got Leadership Denton with you, and I think
Women in Commerce. Yeah, getting excited to get more involved in that. So
Yes.
that's.
And
pretty
this
pumped
year's
for.
theme is
This year's theme is inspiration.
inspiration.
So-
So
It's very fitting.
All manner of topics that you would find inspiring or somehow be inspired by, or to inspire you to inspire others. There's a whole,
it's like
litany,
a whole
I guess.
thing happening.
So we've got a fall luncheon coming up with Women in Commerce on October 4th.
I just saw that at
And-
Apogee.
At
correct?
Apogee, yes.
It's going to be a big one. I mean, being that Apogee is going to be a fun spot.
Yeah, it's beautiful too. So once you get up to the club level and you can
Oh,
see
yes.
out,
Oh.
it's like a huge, beautiful
Yes.
skyline. But the guest speakers, there's 4 of them.
Yes.
And we'll have the moderator will be Shalise Connors from TWU.
Mm-hmm.
But the moderated panel is going to consist of Jaylee Mitchell, who is the head coach of UNT women's basketball. Lisa Bowerman, who's the head coach of TWU's gymnastics team. Ann Smith, who is the executive director, founder, and creative director of the North Texas Metroplex Children's Choirs. And last but not least is Kristen Howell with
Sure.
um,
CAC.
CACDC.
And a Leadership Denton fellow classmate right now.
Yes.
Kristen Howell with CAC. Yeah. So
Very cool.
So
five degrees of Leadership Denton.
right?
Yes.
I mean, we're not kidding. This
Yeah.
program will connect you to all kinds of people. But the Women in Commerce panel, so we've got those 4, and they're all coming from team-based environments. And
Right.
if you're not familiar, like Children's Advocacy Center is this nonprofit organization that coordinates all kinds of like governmental agencies and nonprofits together, and so that's building a team. The North Texas Metroplex Children's Choir is, this choir director who's trying to get all these kids to sing a song in unison and
Yeah,
perform.
good luck with that one. That
Yeah.
one's like she's like, will you also teach? We're gonna learn a lot. Teach her maybe even learn some parenting skills out of that one. You
Yeah.
never know.
Probably need to watch that one a little bit closer.
Okay, we
Oh,
got.
So-
hi, Sarah
Hey,
Schroeder.
Sarah.
Oh, Denton
Hey,
Chamber
Sarah.
says welcome. So yes, we echo that.
And Sarah's also on the Wink committee, and so she's a big cheerleader for all of our Women in Commerce events. So thank you.
I have a question about that.
Absolutely.
Is it for women only, or can men attend?
Men can attend. It is not
Ooh.
just for
It's a
women.
great question, and it's
Thank
really
you.
for people that support women in business. That's the
Absolutely.
best
Yes.
way to think of it.
Got a lunch date October
I'm a
4th,
big
right?
supporter.
There you go. Come on over. So, I mean, I think we've talked, we could talk all day about our chamber programs, but I think one thing that I wanted to also make sure we asked is that all of our businesses that are members of the chamber are they're experts, right? They're folks that are experts in their own industry. So, I don't know if you had a specific question, but I definitely wanted just to ask, like, is there some... She's real vocal today, y'all.
I mean, she's very
fine.
interested
She's
in
like,
what we have to say.
I want to ask the question. So my question was going to be like, what advice would you give someone who maybe is going to purchase a property or currently managing a property? Like, what could you share?
So I always tell investors, if they're looking to purchase their first investment property, that you need to reach for as close as you can get to a 1% return. So if you're buying $160,000 house, you need to be able to rent that for $1,600. So that's pretty much rule of thumb there, and we need to
Okay.
make sure that that's what they're getting as close to as possible to be able to make a profit on their property.
Do you see people kind of not, I don't want to say failing to reach that, but just not quite achieving that?
All the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is finding the right agent, finding someone who's local, who knows the area, who can really give you the correct numbers for those, for the comps, for the sell, as well as for the rental analysis. And obviously there's a ton of great agents within the chamber, and so that would be a great network for that. But just to make sure that someone knows the area that they're speaking to.
Sure. Yeah.
Because you could get an agent from Dallas to come show you
Right,
stuff here
right.
or whatever, and they just
Absolutely.
wouldn't know. And so
they'd be like, here's the address, and we're going to show it to you, and that's it. Have
Yeah.
nothing extra for you.
see you at 2:00. Like, here's the contract, you
Right.
know? And so I think that that's really crucial that people are aware of that when they're trying to buy their first investment property.
That's great advice.
That is good advice. And real simple, like one thing. Know this.
Yeah. I
And,
mean,
I mean, obviously keep it local, because that's where
Well,
your community is.
And it goes back to what you guys were saying at the beginning, which is it's really about having a relationship with somebody that you trust. Again, one of the reasons that you joined the chamber.
Yes.
So, yes.
agreed.
Well, we are certainly excited to have you.
Yes, we are so. Easton is extremely excited. She's very pumped. She says, welcome. She can't wait to attend your ribbon cutting.
Maybe your teeth will be in by then.
She's
so
got two, actually. So
Ooh.
she's living the big world right now.
Yeah.
Yes, we can all stare at you all morning.
Yes.
We really
Yeah.
could.
It's very
We
true.
really could. You're very cute. We know.
Real quick, before I really jump into these events, I'm going to go ahead and put this one to the top. But,
Oh, yeah. Move it on up.
So y'all are going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony happening on
Yes.
the 26th. That's on Thursday of next week. It'll be it's on site at your location, 3111 Unicorn Lake.
Boulevard.
That's it. So we are looking forward to being there Thursday 26, 4:30 over at Unicorn Lake. And is there anything that we should be prepared for that we might not know about in advance?
Oh, I can never guarantee that Clint will be on his best behavior, but I mean, it should be a really fun event. So we're
I heard
excited.
there might be alcohol.
Good.
Oh yeah, there might be a little.
There might be a little
There's
alcohol.
little surprises.
little
I'm sure.
snippet.
I'll
Well,
try to
and as a
behave.
reminder, as a new chamber member, you get to have a ribbon cutting. That's something that the chamber does for new members. So definitely, if you're a new member and you haven't set up your ribbon cutting, reach out. Or if you even have like a big milestone or something to celebrate, that's
Absolutely.
another reason to do. We could do a ribbon cutting or even launch party or grand opening, whatever that may be.
Right.
So reach out and get that set up, and then don't forget, even if you're not a member, you can still come. So
Absolutely.
come meet Taylor, meet
Yeah,
Clint,
swing by.
support Taylor, support new business owners, and just come out and shake their hand.
Yeah. All right. So let's go into some upcoming events.
Other events. Okay, what do we got?
All right. So Thursday, September 19th. This will be tomorrow, starting at 7:30 in the morning, over at Ashton Gardens.
Oh, beautiful venue.
The Institute for Women's Leadership over at TWU is going to be putting on the Nancy P. and Thaddeus E. Paup Lecture Series. And this one is
very
called
cool.
Do It Scared, featuring Catherine Childers, and she's one of the first female Secret Service agents.
Oh,
So you
Oh,
can
yes,
imagine,
I heard about this.
you can imagine what she had to deal with. But this looks like a really, really cool event happening tomorrow morning.
That's awesome.
And then
Don't
you know-
act up at that one. She's
She's packing
Yeah,
the
the
heat.
whole place is bugged.
So then we have on Wednesday, I just heard what you said. On Wednesday, September 25th, the Texas Comptroller meeting, which this is a really cool event hosted in collaboration, of course, by the Chamber, bringing in resources for you. So it's going to be at the UNT Welcome Center. It's a free event, but you definitely want to register before because a seat will not be guaranteed.
Right.
And we're going to have Frank Alvarez and Russell Gallahan, the Comptroller of Public Accounts and the senior analysts. They're going to be talking about abatements, tax incentives, reinvestment zones, and other economic incentive tools. This is such a constant hot topic, so definitely save the date, September 25th. That's next week? So 9 to 12. And it's going to be at the Welcome Center or
At the Welcome Center at UNT.
Okay, UNT Welcome Center, which that's a
Brand new building.
brand spanking new. So that's like 3 reasons to come.
Yeah.
Travis will be there, number 1. Number 2, the comptroller is going to be there. And number 3, you can go check out the new Mean Green Welcome Center. I'm super pumped. That's awesome.
We got to go check out the Welcome Center just the other day, and it looks really, really good.
I have no doubt. I love all those new buildings. It's significantly better campus than when we went there. Like, it's like night and day.
Still, I love, we all love
Oh
UNT.
yeah, go Mean Green. I mean,
Yes.
I'm all for it.
Are we all UNT alumni? Is that
Yeah.
you're at this table?
Yes.
Nice. Well
but
done.
don't worry, we still support the other universities too. We
Of
love
course.
us.
Yes.
We love us some NCTC and TWU.
Yes.
And once again, we have professional service property management ribbon cutting happening on Thursday the 26th.
See y'all next week. Oh, and then we have another ribbon cutting. This is for Lone Star Naturals ribbon cutting. They are located off of Teasley, and it's going to be Friday, September 27th. They're doing theirs over lunch. So this is great for those of you that maybe the 4 p.m. time, like normal, doesn't work out. You can stop by on your lunch break at 12 and welcome them to the community with a good old-fashioned chamber ribbon cutting.
And last but not least, just one more plug for the Women in Commerce Fall Luncheon and Marketplace. So, like I said, it's about inspiration. Team builders will be
Yes.
featured guest speakers. There's a marketplace involved, so if you show
Oh,
up from
yeah.
like 10 to 11:30, there will be vendors there who are either women-owned businesses, retailers of some kind that serve women as their primary clientele. And
So
so
neat.
we're really highlighting all of the.
So you want to show up
business.
early is
Yeah.
basically that. I mean, that's like good networking too. Let's just, I mean, everybody's perusing around. You get
Sure.
to do a little shopping and then some good old fashioned networking. I said good
Absolutely.
old fashioned twice.
I mean,
I got to come up with some new words today. Sorry, y'all. I haven't finished my coffee yet.
So we always like to ask our prepared fun question,
Oh,
which
yes.
we never prepare anybody for.
Well, sometimes we do, but we didn't today. So Travis is going to lose it because it's not
Little bit.
prepared.
I don't know how you're going to answer this question. So we've gotten down to like 3 really good ones.
Yeah.
It's either you can
choose
answer
one
of them. What was your first job? What's your favorite way of dentoning? Or are you reading or listening to something that is super interesting you want to share?
Those are very great questions.
I'll let
Well, I
go
think
first.
it's taken us 1.5 years to craft them, but we finally have curated the perfect prepared fun questions.
You want to go first? Or you,
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. My first job was I worked at my grandpa's tire shop, and I helped pump
Just
gas
slinging
and
tires?
wash windshields.
Nice.
I didn't graduate till actually changing tires till a couple years later.
You had to like work your way up there. Like we're
You
not
were ready
gonna
for that.
trust this. How old were you?
13.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Like I don't really know that I'd want a 13-year-old being like, go out on the road. But, you know, you gotta work your
I'm
way
sure
up.
it's secure. You're fine. It's all wobbling as you're leaving. Yeah.
How long did you do that
Till
at your grandpa's?
I was 18.
Nice. Okay, so
Good one.
it's family-owned business. That's nice.
So, in keeping with the family-owned business theme, as Clint's my brother-in-law too, so there's that
Yes.
connection. My
5 degrees of
What?
leadership.
Shock.
Denton.
my
Really? We had
my first job was working for my uncle at a dry cleaners that was not air conditioned. And
Ooh.
I,
what in Texas?
in Texas, yeah.
No.
And so there were steaming and all the things. And he had me up front counting change when I was like 11, and I gave it back way more than I should have on the regular. It was also a charity, so there was that.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Oh gosh,
What good
that's good.
skills though, like right out of the gate. Although a little questionable about your uncle putting you at the cash register at 11. A little
evidently I
questionable.
was the best option there was. So
Gosh.
We have another comment
Oh.
before we, let's see. Oh, what a good question, Clint.
That was a good question.
That was a good question. All right.
Way back when you asked it.
Yes, that was a good question.
let's reflect on that.
Shout out to Sarah Schroeder for giving us the Facebook Live love today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Randy, is there anything that you have been reading or listening to lately? I have.
Why are you putting me on this?
Because well, you can turn it. I have
Oh,
something
do you-
that
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. Well,
you have nothing. Oh, I do.
I'm prepped for this.
I'm trying to think of I am reading and listening to stuff right now, but now I can't think of it. I do more of like the audibles and the podcast.
Yeah.
So I've been just like some mom stuff, you know, and then like the what is the one that I just started? Well, I didn't start it. I've been listening to it for a while. It's telling your brand story, and I forget the name of it because I'm terrible about that stuff.
That's okay.
But it's how to tell your brand story. I'll look it up. It's on my phone right now, and I'll bring it next week.
Indeed.
But Travis,
We're so
want to know,
curious.
like, what are you reading or listening to right now?
Yeah. So there's this little mini kind of film series that Netflix has called Explained.
Okay.
Oh, I saw
you familiar?
that.
I've not seen this
I'm
yet.
interested
Tell
to
us.
watch.
There's 2 versions. There's one that's just simply called Explained, and it goes over a myriad of different topics, like economics to wage gaps to explaining all kinds of stuff. And there's a huge season. They're coming out with another one. The other one, Explained.
on Netflix.
And
well,
the
you
other
didn't
one,
say what are we watching. That was not one of the
And
options.
this is a trick question.
it was a trick question. And then there's a second kind of series that they did called
Okay.
The Mind Explained.
Okay.
And it has its own series of like 4 different little topics. They're about less than 20 minutes a piece.
Oh.
And they go into some really good descriptions to give you an understanding of like from beginning to where we are now, this is how this came to look the way it does.
Cool. Okay. I'm going to go check it out. How long are they? Like little 30 minutes
It's
or
less than
hours?
20.
Less than 20 little snippets?
Like
Nice.
17 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So if anybody, Sarah, what are you, Sarah is always reading,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so post what you're reading, Sarah, because like she's reading something every
It's always
48,
good.
every 48 hours it
I
changes.
just listened to that Oprah's Super Soulful podcast.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Really?
mean, yeah, she just did one with Julia Roberts, and it's a good one for moms specifically. So
That's
if you're
good.
listening to that,
Excellent.
Nice.
This is great.
yeah.
Alrighty. Well, with that, I guess we'll wrap things up.
We'll see
Thank
you
you
later, Gator.
both to Taylor and Clint for coming on and joining us today.
Yes,
It's
thank
fun.
y'all for
Thanks
sharing
for
your
having us.
new member experience and a little insight into property management.
And also thanks to Jake for helping us produce today's episode.
Yes, thank
and
you,
for
Jake.
more information, you can
Yeah,
own.
thanks.
Thanks, Easton.
You were so helpful. I really appreciate it.
There's
You
some
had
really
the
great
best
questions off
questions.
screen. Alrighty, and so for more information, you can reach out to us at denton-chamber.org. You can find us on social media on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all that goodness. And remember to tune in on Wednesdays at around 10-ish.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton. Do you love live music? If so, make Denton, Texas your next vacation. Find more information at discoverdenton.com.